Hi, it's Meg from SwissWatchExpo. I have two Patek Philippe Calatravas. They look very similar. In fact, they're quite different. Can you spot the differences? Stick around, I'm going to tell you what they are. Hi, it's Meg from SwissWatchExpo. I think you guys know me well enough to know that I truly love and appreciate Patek Philippe. I've shared with you before that I often borrow my husband's Patek Philippe, the 3919. It's a 33 millimeter, so it's a little bit smaller for him, but I love wearing it, so I'm going to take advantage of his generosity. But the Calatrava is the most iconic, most stunning and beautiful timepiece. It's available in rose gold, white gold, and yellow gold. But sadly, not that many years ago, Patek Philippe, without my permission, decided to retire these watches. So I don't know why, I just think it's the most simple and most elegant. I want to share two of them today with you that are white gold. It's the 5116 and the 5119. They're here. At first glance, they look identical. Both white gold, both have the iconic Clos de Paris or hubnail bezel on it. Extraordinary, simple, elegant white Roman dial. But the difference is actually very, very subtle. And it's something that I want to show you today. So what the difference in the 5119 and the 5116 is the fact that the 5116 has an enamel dial. So we're going to look very, very closely at these two watches. This is actually the 5119, very traditional, iconic. These are manual wind watches. A little secret about the Patek Philippe Calatravas is if there's a sub-dial secondhand at 6 o'clock, it's manual wind. The automatics don't have that sub-dial at 6 o'clock. So a little sneak peek party trick, you can let your friends know already that you know if their watch is manual wind or automatic. Just beautiful, elegant. They're known for the elongated Roman numerals, the white dial. It's clean, it's classic, it's elegant. And as you can see, even when they change the models, it's just an iconic look. But what's so fascinating is, and we're thrilled to have them, that's why I wanted to share them with you, is this is the 5116. This is actually an enamel dial. At first glance, even to our wonderful photographers who are exceptional artists and have a great eye, they look actually very, very, very similar. But in fact, the enamel dial is very, very special. They're much more rare, and they're extraordinary in that it's truly a work of artistry, and unfortunately, it's a dying artistry in Switzerland. They're really worried about the consistency and continuation of the art of making enamel dials because it's just that. It is an art. It's a process that's very slow and tedious. It's layers and layers and layers finely applied of the enamel, and a very fine layer is applied. Then it's fired. Then it's applied again. And so it really is important that these are very fine, fine, fine layers that are applied. If the enamel is applied too thickly, and too thick initially, when it's fired, there'll be fissures in it and air pockets, which will cause it to crack later on. So it is a true enamel. They're a little bit more fragile than your classic dial, which is why you don't see any of them. But if you look very, very closely, and again, we're going to try to show you these are subtle differences. We'd love to have you here and show them to you in person. First off, the enamel dial is on a dial plate that is slightly more curved to start with, just to give that enamel something to apply to. So you'll notice already that the dial face is slightly more curved. It's subtle, and probably if we didn't have them side by side, you wouldn't notice. And then the enamel itself is more glossy. So there's just this rich liveliness to it. And what's so fascinating about these, they are more expensive than the classic dials to start with, and even now when we're reselling them. And that reason is for every 1 or 2 dials, enamel dials, that make it all the way to the watch, there's probably a failure rate of 8 to 10 other dials. So it's a highly technical artistry, but it's also has a high failure rate. So there's a lot of investment when they're really committing to putting these enamel dials on these extraordinary Calatravas. One thing that's really fun, on the dial at the bottom, of course, at below 6 o'clock on your 5119, it says Swiss, which is what you would expect it to say. If you look really, really closely on the enamel dial, it says email. It's not an emailed watch. Email is French for enamel. So that's what it says. It's kind of an interesting little It's just curiosity to see, but if you see on our website and you're looking closely at our wonderful pictures that our photographers take of these exact watches, you'll see also where it says email. So again, email is French for enamel. The watch is extraordinary. They're both beautiful, classic pieces, but just a fun little something, an already beautiful, wonderful, special watch. To have both of them to show you today was something I couldn't pass up. Come on in, call us for an appointment. We work by appointment only in the store. We'll put them both on you side by side, let you decide which one you want to take home with us.